Hey there everybody, Exelbirth here. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing fine. I'm doing alright, I guess. Yeah, I'm not on any of my normal worlds right now. This is a single player world that I've been having a world leak issue with that I mentioned in the last video using the Minecraft pack and the texture pack that had that background. It's a very beautiful texture pack. I love the way the iron tanks look. Anyway, I have to make this a pretty fast video, otherwise it's going to have a world leak crash problem and all sorts of other fun things. So yeah, what am I doing here anyway? Well, I was testing out a fuel system to power my Twilight tower, which is the Cacti farm and the wheat field. Oops. Oh, that happens. And this thing right here, along with an Aqueous accumulator. A few of them, in fact. So, the way this works is I am fermenting cacti. Ooh boy. I get worried every time there's a little bit of lag. Oh, yep. New world of memory leak. It says there's 4 worlds that are persisting. I don't understand that. This is the only world I have here. There's no Nether, no Twilight, no End. I don't get it. Anyway, it starts out with the wheat. I'm using farm blocks because I had heard that forestry will eventually be getting rid of the old farm systems. So I was kind of testing out how well these new farm systems work out. They, well, at least in this world, require water, power, and a hatch to interact with pipes. The power automates it, the water, I guess, hydrates it, and depending on if you're in a biome that needs the hydration, I guess. I don't really know if the Twilight Forest is going to have that issue, but we'll find out. Alright, this is the largest farm you can make with farm blocks, which I don't know how well it compares to the old farm blocks. The old farms. I think it might actually be a higher yield for crops. Maybe even cacti too. I don't know. Still, I probably should do a comparison at some point. So anyway, the wheat and seeds, surplus seeds that is, go to here, where they are filtered into 2 different barrels. And there's a void pipe here to handle any overflow, if it ever gets to that point. I doubt it will, because this world might not last very long with all the world leak issues. Anyway, I keep on checking the stupid world leak thing. It worries me. Let's go inside where there's a whole bunch of bats that need to be set on fire. Oh boy, we're gonna crash. I can tell we're gonna crash. Where are we? Anyway, this here is the moistener. It uses water and wheat, and it can use cobblestone or seeds. I think those are the only 2 things it can use. I'm using seeds right now because I like their byproduct better than cobblestone. Plus it gives me a use for surplus seeds from the wheat fields. Anyway, it takes wheat, stores it in here for a little bit of time, eventually when this stuff is cycled through, it will drop the wheat down to here and start, well, molding it. First you get decaying wheat, which is then recycled through the system to turn it into moldy wheat, or moldy wheat. After that, it cycles through the system one more time and turns to mulch. Or was it moldy wheat, then decaying wheat, then mulch? Yeah, I think it's moldy, decaying, then mulch, because it's kind of giving me mulch right now, and it's only using decaying wheat. Anyway, oh, are we crashing? We might be crashing. I don't know. The stress, man. The stress. Anyway, I have a goal. Alright, we're back. Anyway, this is an autarkic. It probably doesn't even need to be autarkic, but it's a gold gate because it needs the blue pipe wire signal, and I found out that the iron ones don't get the blue signal, which is a little frustrating, but I guess that works out. At least I haven't seen the blue signal on the iron one. I tried it, didn't show up. I have this gate set for if the inventory is empty, it will send a blue signal. And it is currently receiving wheat. Now, the way it works is that if there's nothing in this inventory, it will send a signal. Which we'll see in a moment that as soon as the cycle is done making mulch, the mulch will take the place and start filtering out. And the wheat will move down to here. As soon as the mulch is gone, it sends a blue signal out to these barrels where it starts pumping wheat out of this one. And as soon as one wheat enters the space, it stops pumping. Now you probably can have those barrels a lot closer. I just have them outside for now because, well, it's working out for me. It's getting about 24 wheat every single time, which gives me 24 mulch per cycle. Also, I've noticed that this thing goes a lot faster at night. Which, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. It's kind of hard to measure since in the server, I'm going to have this in a cave, not out in the open. And the top one is doing the same thing, but with a red pipe signal for seeds. Which it'll be doing that pretty soon here. Now, the reason I'm doing seeds is because the byproduct for that is mycelium. Ooh, lag. I think I crashed again. Wow, that actually put me back pretty far. Anyway, I tried allocating a little bit more RAM to feed the beasts, see if that helps. So, reason I'm using seeds is because they give you mycelium, or mycelium, whatever you want to call it, the mushroom grass. I have a pipe here because I wasn't sure if this gate was going to end up pumping out wheat, so I allocated mycelium to green and mulch to red and left blue open so that if wheat does get pumped out, it just goes straight back in and nothing happens. Turns out I probably didn't need that, but oh well. So mycelium goes out and mulch goes out. So we'll go out as well. Take a look over here. Now mycelium I just have building up in this barrel here. That's not important for now. I probably would just recycle the mycelium or turn it to dirt maybe. I don't know. But mulch goes here where it is used in this contraption. Now I have cacti being harvested over there and being teleported with a tesseract over here where there's two diamond pipes. Both will force cacti downwards. So this one's going to fill up first, and then it's going to fill up this one. Now, one cacti farm, so far it has not been enough to actually fill this thing up, which I'm perfectly fine with, actually. Because in the server, I'm going to have 3 cacti farm, and that might be enough to cause overflow. I don't know yet. I will probably build 2 more cacti farm to see if it has any effect in this world, provided the world lets me actually make the cacti farm. So anyway, cacti comes into here, comes into the top, mulch goes in the bottom, gets turned into biomass, which is going to be stored in an iron tank. The iron tank I'm going to be storing biomass in is actually going to be larger than this one. Enough to hold 2 million units, which should be way more than what I actually would need. Yeah, moving on. That's the power setup I have in mind. Kind of inspired by Generic B, which I have to say he is a brilliant guy, and I wish I could work with him. He is a bee expert. So, over here we have, well, a little test to see if the factorization stuff actually will yield more ingots than a macerator. The reason I question it is because, well, rather than giving you straight up double, each step in this process has a chance of giving you more items than the previous step. Like here, it's going to grind ores, and it has a chance of giving you an extra item. Here, we'll go to the factorization stuff and actually check it out. So first off, you get gravel. Right now I have tin in there, so let's take a look at tin. You get tin by throwing, well, tin ore into a grinder. Ooh, we're getting lag. Okay, so dirty tin gravel have 140% chance. Well, that's the yield. Oh, lag. The excuse it gives me every time it crashes is always different. Yet, there's always one message that says severe that the damn console is telling me. Memory leak. World leak. Whatever leak. Something is leaking and it's making me crash. It's annoying, but moving on. Let's hurry up and finish this video before I crash again. So, you throw tin ore of any variety into the grinder, and you will get dirty tin gravel, which has a chance of doing 140% yield, or something like that. Basically, it's got a chance of giving you 2 dirty tin gravel for every tin ore. It's not guaranteed, but it's a chance. The next step is throwing it into the mixer, which I have 3 water buckets in here and a system to cycle it. This pumps everything out and sends each item on its own path. Buckets go over here to this deployer where they get filled back up again, pulled back out with this emerald pipe, and sent back in to help clean things up again. Anyway, you put the dirty gravel into the mixer with some water buckets, and you get clean iron chunks and sludge. Excuse me. Sludge can only be turned into clay, so I just have that being voided right now. Anyway, the clean iron chunks, you only get one clean iron chunk per, from what I've experienced so far. But that's not the important part. The important part is that you can send the clean iron chunks into an item called a slag furnace. Now, you can go ahead and throw coal in here, but coal will only smelt 4 clean iron chunks. You can, however, put this item called a furnace heater underneath of it, and it will power it as if you had fuel in there. Ooh, some lag. Makes me nervous. Now, putting that clean chunks into the slag furnace will give you reduced iron chunks. Not reduced iron chunks, we're looking at tin. Now, this has 142% for extra yield. So basically, 100% to get the first one, 42% to get the second one. So, we have extra 40% chance of getting another one, then on top of that, another 42% chance of getting another one yet again. Now you go to the crystallizer. Now the crystallizer has 5 slots. Oops, wrong button. 5 slots. Now, I didn't put any of this in here. This is all yields from me throwing in 1 stack of tin ore. The end result was 2 stacks plus 8 of reduced tin chunks. Now, what I am testing out here is how high of a yield you get from this. Now, since I threw in 1 stack of tin ore and got 2 and 8, it only filled up, well, 3 of these slots, but it's going to reduce it down to 2 eventually. Now you have... Let me back up. What I'm testing out is whether it's better to have it auto-load or manual load. With an auto-load, it's going to fill up 1 slot, then fill up another, then fill up another, until it's out of materials, or out of slots. Now, when it's doing auto load, it's going to give you a full stack in each slot until it's out of materials coming in. And the result it's giving you is these crystalline tin, which is 150%. So you got 100% to get 1 crystalline tin, and then 50% to get another crystalline tin. And that effect stacks for every single slot that has a reduced tin chunk in it. So if you have 5 reduced tin chunks, you get 5 crystalline tin plus a 50% chance of getting an extra crystalline tin for every single reduced tin chunk. There we go. Geez, I cannot speak all of a sudden. I am really sorry. So what I was testing was whether it's better to do it auto or manual. And the auto one, I've got 23. The manual one is 5 minutes behind, and I have 30. Also, I love the fact that you can actually see the crystalline tin actually growing inside of here. Now, the way the crystallizer works, by the way, is you have to have one of these furnaces, this furnace heater underneath of it, and 1 bottle of sulfuric acid. All you need is 1, and it will work forever. I love the way I can see that. Oh, there it went. And out pops a whole bunch. Look at that. I'm really thinking that manually loading it is a better option for you. However, I would like to point out that it takes 20 minutes for each one of these to work. Yeah, a long time. So if you want to do a whole bunch at once, you want to have a whole bunch of these. However, if you have plenty of time to wait, you don't really need the materials at the moment and can wait for a long period of time for it to actually be made, I recommend just doing 1 and letting it sit. Oh, and the way I'm powering all this is a solar farm, which is more realistic in terms of how it works. Instead of just having a solar panel soaking up sunlight, you have a whole bunch of solar panels reflecting sunlight at a turbine, which works great. It just doesn't work at nighttime. So yeah, I'm going to let these two go together. I can already tell you that the manual loading is going to work out much better, but I want to see what the end result is for both. And if it gives you far more material than throwing things in a macerator, and you have plenty of time on your hands to waste doing this, definitely go with this. I'm actually probably going to set up multiple things to see if it works out. I just really hope that the world stops crashing on me. And if you guys know a way to fix this, please let me know. I'm going to wrap this episode up. It's been long enough. This is going to take forever to upload. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave. Especially like. It really will help me out. I would like to get my name out there more often, and every person that likes my videos helps me get out there. Especially if you find videos like this helpful. Because I love helping people more than anything. I know it sounds weird, but helping people, it's awesome. And you guys are awesome. Take care and goodbye.